What's up guys, I'm Newbie Dave and welcome to the Weekend Update. Let's get started. How's it going everybody? Hope you had a fantastic week. I hope you're looking forward to this weekend. I know I am. So for today's weekend update, I want to do a little bit more work in this tunnel that we built last time. My son aptly pointed out that the tunnel is it's a little plain. Yes, we've got this room down here. Yes, we've got these nice sea lanterns. We've got this little detailing going down the sides. But other than that, it's just a hallway. So I want to do some more work on this. But first, we need to come out here and take a look at our entrance because I deliberately dug up a bunch of snow that was on the ground out here. And then it snowed, and now we've got some more of this top snow, whatever you call this stuff, that this accumulates because it snows. And I don't want any snow out in front of this cavern. I just want it to be dirt. So I want to kind of snowproof this area out front really fast. And there's two ways that you can do this. Snow will melt if it is too close to a light source. That's why there's no snow on these blocks. Or if it is too close to a heat source, such as lava or an open flame. So we've got a couple things we can do. One thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a jack-o'-lantern in the ground right here. And then I'm going to cover it with a piece of moss carpet. If I have any moss carpet. I know I've got some back at my old base. I don't remember if I don't think I brought any with me, and I don't know if I have any. I've got some moss blocks. Can I just make moss carpet out of that? Yeah, there we go. Okay, that was easy. I'll just come back over here, put a moss carpet. Now it kind of looks like grass. I mean, not exactly, because the color of grass changes depending on the biome. And with this biome, the grass color is a little bit darker than, say, right down there where the moss carpet would blend in beautifully. But it blends in a lot better than a jack-o'-lantern does. And then the other thing that we can do is just add a little bit more lighting on the other side to kind of catch any snow that might fall over here. So let me dig up this piece and put in some cobblestone. I'm just going to put a lantern on the ground right there. Actually, let me go get a lantern. Let me go get another piece of wall. I'm going to do a lantern on the other side, and it should look kind of like, well, like we did in the cave down there over by the giant wheel. Just sort of an end of the path framing, I think. But secretly, it's there to melt snow. So we'll put a wall there. We'll put a lantern on top of that. Now I'm going to move this one to right here. I'll put a lantern on top of that. Now I've got this nice little framed, hey, here's the end of the path, but it's also going to melt all the snow that accumulates on the ground over here. So, melting snow, you need light or you need a heat source. And depending on the light source or heat source, it can melt snow up to 3 blocks away. So if you do want to snowproof an area, you're going to have these things pretty tight, pretty close in together. Now we can move on to what I actually want to do today. And that is I'm going to build a little thing right about here. And it's going to be similar to what we built over here, but a little different, similar but different. What I want to do is, earlier this season, I found some axolotls. I built this really beautiful pond with a waterfall back in my old base, and I put all my axolotls in there, and then they all died. And I think that some drown or some, I don't know what, something got in there and killed them. But when I was exploring the cave, I found some new axolotls, and right now they are safely tucked away in buckets inside of a storage chest over in my storage room. So I want to build a nice little cave, sort of safe, secure place for my axolotls to live. And I'm going to do that here in this hallway, and then we're going to put some glass in front of it. So it's going to be similar to our aquarium over here, except it's not going to be at eye level. The glass is just going to kind of be to see into this area, but they're actually going to be down in the ground, like in a little pool. So I'm going to dig out a little circle, and I want it to be, I don't know the exact dimensions. Let me start with this. Let's see. Now that's too small. I want it to be a little bit bigger than this. Let me dig this thing out. I'll get it the right size that I want, and then I'll walk through what I'm planning here. Yeah, here we go. I like this. So it's 7 blocks across, and basically it's 3 blocks this way, then you come in 1, and then 3 blocks on that side, come in 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. So it's a nice sort of round room without being too big. So let me set up my little work area over here. And what I want to do is I'm going to go down by 2 blocks all the way around. At least 2 blocks. I might do a little bit deeper in some places. And also I'm going to replace the stone right here with some more spruce planks. Since we've got the jungle wood here, we've got stone right there, I'm going to end up putting glass right here to create this sort of picture frame window that looks into this area. And so I want there to be spruce under that like there is on the wall around it. I want it to all be kind of be consistent around there. There we go, something kind of like this. So you can see it's a little bit deeper in some places. I'm probably gonna come raise it up in a few other places, but first, before we do anything else, this is all stone, and I want to come in and replace some of it with cobblestone and with this mossy cobblestone. Since this area is going to be, it's going to be very lush, it's going to be very vibrant and wet, and so I want it to, I want this mossy cobblestone in there to kind of reflect that. And then also I'm going to throw in just some regular cobblestone here and there to make it look sort of worn and used. And, you know, as I love to say in all of my builds, to add some variety so it's not all just so matchy-match, not all the same texture everywhere. I'm also going to take some of this cobblestone, put it on the stone cutter. I'll get maybe just a very few stairs and a couple of slabs. And especially on the ceiling, I think I want to kind of add some of this up here like that. I think that's going to make the ceiling look really nice, kind of make it look like it's sticking down in a few places. But then I'll also put some of these on the inside as well to raise the bottom up and add a little bit of variety to the texture of the ground. Okay, this is looking good. The torches are just temporary lighting so we can see while we're working on this, but I'm pretty happy with this. I think I want to do just a few more of the cobblestone slabs down at the bottom, and then I think I'll be done with this part of it. Actually, you know what? Now that I look at this, the ceiling is at the same level as this, and it just feels a little bit low. I think I want to raise the ceiling up by 1. Let me get some stone, because the bottom is now actually a little bit deep, and I think I'm going to have a hard time reaching the ceiling from the ground all the way down. So I'm going to build a little temporary bridge, and I'm just going to raise the ceiling in here up by 1 level all the way around. Yeah, that's a lot better. So now the ceiling isn't at eye level, basically, as you're looking at this thing from the hallway here. So now I think we are ready to start filling this thing with water. I've got me 2 water buckets, and that should be all we need to fill this whole thing in. Once we get some water in the bottom, we should create an infinite water source. Yeah, just like that. So we're going to start at the bottom and work our way up, because if we start at the top, then everything below the top is going to be flowing water, and that's not really what we want. All right, there we go. So I did not bring the water all the way up to the same level as the hallway in here, the tunnel, and that is to keep the axolotl in the water. I'm actually going to end up replacing the stone here. I just kind of cut that out to make it easier to get in and out while I was working on it. I think I'm going to throw in a little bit more cobblestone here as well. But yeah, now that we've got this whole thing filled in, I can kind of come back and replace some of this. Or not replace it, actually fill it in up so it's up to the right level. So yeah, there's going to be 1 block between the water and the floor to keep the axolotl in the water. So now we are going to put our glass in right here. And so now we can look in there, and there's this nice pond, and there will be some axolotl floating around. But we're not done. How are we going to get in there? I don't want to break this glass every time. Well, I am glad that you asked. I brought a spruce door and a spruce fence gate. I almost said trap door, a spruce fence gate. And what I'm going to do is 2 blocks over from the glass right here, I'm going to put the spruce door right here, and it kind of blends in with the spruce. I really love spruce doors and trap doors because they're very solid and they blend in really well. And then behind this, we're going to dig over, and this should bring us out to this little corner right here. Now, the reason for the fence gate, I'm actually going to put a fence gate right here. And the reason for that is because on hard difficulty, zombies they love doors. They will find this door from so far away. They'll think it's the entrance to a house. They'll come, they'll bang on it, and they'll eventually break the door. And so this fence gate behind it is really just kind of a stopgap to make sure that if zombies do break this door, they don't get into the pond where the axolotls are and kill them. So this is how we're going to get in, and I brought a little ladder, and so we're going to put a ladder right there so that we can get out of the water. So now we can get in here, we can interact with the axolotls. Actually, you know what? I'm looking at this. This side is not the same. I actually need to dig this out so it matches these other walls. I'd put that too far in. Yeah, that's a lot better. So now we can get in and out, but the axolotls will end up staying in the water. So now we look at it from the hallway through the window. That's a lot better. There were 2 rows of stone in front of the glass. I was like, it makes it kind of hard to see the water. Okay, so this is good. This is how we will get in. We'll need to be diligent to remember to shut the fence gate to keep zombies out. But we're not done. We are not done. So one other effect that I want to do to make this thing look more cave-ish is I'm going to get up in the ceiling, and to do that I'm going to temporarily dig over this way a little bit and kind of stair step my way up. So I want to get above this whole thing, and as I dig over, I think, okay, yeah, so this is the ceiling right here. So I'm just going to dig a little bit of this out. It doesn't have to be the whole thing, just a little bit like that. And I'm going to put in some water like this to flow out and around, and it just so happened to stop right there. That's actually really nice. And now I'm going to come and just kind of close it off. And the purpose for this is when we get back down there and look inside, the water is going to drip through the ceiling. And so it creates these little water particle dripping effects that I think looks really, really good in here. It's subtle, like it's not going to be raining. It's not going to be dripping all the time, but as you're looking in here, you're going to see these little water droplets falling, which really looks nice. Likewise, I brought some other decorations. I want this thing to feel like it's a little mini lush cave inside of our hallway here. So let me get some of these other decorations here. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to replace some of the ceiling with some dripstone. Maybe not a whole lot, maybe just right there, and maybe back there as well. And I specifically want to do this in places where the water is not dripping through the ceiling, because if we put the dripstone, if we put the dripstone underneath the water, and then we have some dripstone like this on top of it, the dripstone is going to grow, and I don't want I don't want the dripstone to grow, so I'm actually not going to do it there. So just a couple pieces of dripstone. I think it drips whether there's water above it or not, but I know there's not water above it because I just broke that block to put the dripstone block in there and water didn't come gushing out. The other thing that I'm going to do in here is I'm going to use some of these new glowberries that I got, and I'm going to create some vines. So just putting these glowberries, just placing them is going to create these vines. And then if you bone meal it, you'll get a glowberry on the vine, and that's actually going to be our light source. So now I can get rid of these torches, and these glowberries are going to be our light source within this little cavern area. So let me do another one right over here, and then maybe one more just kind of right here. Yeah, so those glowberries, they're actually really good light sources. They're a lot better than the glow lichen. However, just to be safe, just to make sure that we don't get any drowns spawning in here, I'm going to go ahead and place a lantern down here at the bottom of this thing. So I'm doing this against the wall, the side that is near the glass, so you won't ever see it from the hallway. So if we come back around to this side, we look in, you can't see the lantern, but it's lighting up the bottom down there. You just see these, the vines, the glowstone, not the glowstone, the glowberries. I'm also going to throw a few vines in here. Like I said, I want this place to look lively. I want it to look very alive. And then maybe just one little lily pad in there. Oh yeah, I forgot about my spore blossom. I brought one of these to put in here. So I'll throw that just right there in the middle. You should be able to see that. Yeah, that is gorgeous. I love that. All right, last thing we need is our axolotls. We got to move our axolotls in here. So let me go back to my storage room. I'll get those guys out of their safety chest. There you are, my lovely little axolotls. Yeah, and then we will just place our axolotls, whoops, not like that. We'll just dump them out into the water. And this is their new home. What good axolotls. Now, almost done. Not quite done. I have a shulker box absolutely full of tropical fish to breed my axolotls with. And in fact, I've got a few more tropical fish outside because they wouldn't all fit in one box, one chest. So let me just go scoop these guys up. I'll bring them inside as well. And these, of course, are to breed our axolotls. Oh, you can see how happy they are. Look at that. Let me breed them up just to get a third one going. And then the rest of these I'm going to put in here. I think what I'll do is maybe just like right here in the wall, I'll put a double chest like this. And I got a double chest because, as I just said, I've got more tropical fish than will fit in a single chest. So I'm just going to load this thing up with my tropical fish. Then anytime we need to breed our axolotls, we just grab 2 tropical fish from the storage chest over here and breed them. Because you can't farm tropical fish, they can only spawn naturally in a warm ocean biome. I just went ahead and made 2 full stacks of buckets, which a full stack of buckets is 16, and just went to a warm ocean biome, got as many tropical fish as I could hold and brought them all back. This is a whole lot easier than having to go get more tropical fish every time you want to breed some axolotls. And that, I believe, is going to finish our new axolotl little cave pond. Look at this thing. That is beautiful. It looks really, really good in there. I like the mix of cobblestone and stone. I like the dripstone and the glow... I almost did it again. The glowberries. The spore flower. There's just so much variety of life in there. The vines, the axolotls. It looks really good, and I'm really happy with that. One thing I almost missed. I put this thing in there so I could stand on it to do something. I don't even remember now. Don't want to leave that in there. So yeah, there's our new little axolotl cave, and it looks really good. Hopefully we have spawn-proofed it with all the lighting that's in there, so we won't get any zombies or drown that could kill our axolotls. And I think just to be safe, once I get 2 or 3 more bred up, I'm probably going to go ahead and scoop 2 of them up and just keep them in a chest. Just in case I lose them again, I've got 2 more that I can start breeding from. And that is going to wrap it up for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If so, please hit that like button, and while you're down there, feel free to subscribe so you'll get notified of future episodes as they come out. Thanks y'all, and have a great day.